Afternoon YouTube, just a short video today. We tried to test the internal resistance of these Panasonic cells last time, and we came up inconclusive. Still trying to get hold of some parts for doing a manual test on the green top. What are they? Sanyo cells. So today we're just going to put some solder on these cells and get some solder tabbing wire, not a highest thickness, cross-sectional areas, but we're going to get them back in the pack today. Hopefully they'll fit nicely, but also I want some opinions on lighting. This is sort of my living room with the main light on. It's a 36 watt LED. If I turn it off, it's kind of dark. I'm trying to get rid of some of the shadows, so I spent a little bit of money on a mobile work torch, which you can't see because it's cable tied to the stand currently. It's got two settings on it, but I think the first setting is a no-go because it seems to introduce some flicker into the camera, which I'm pretty sure will translate to the film later on. But that gives a fairly good light. But if we step it up to its second setting, the flicker disappears and it gives us a much better light. I can't see any. Can you see any shadow? There's not much of a shadow. If I put my hand there, it doesn't seem to create too many shadows because the LEDs are spread out. It must be almost 4 foot long across here, and I think you can just about see the top of it there. I've just cable tied it to the bottom because I want to put it on top, but I haven't come to a conclusion yet. So I'll do a video on this light if people like the output of it. So I've got loads of things to do. So we're still working on the premise that we haven't actually spent much on this so far. Not including chargers and TP4i56 modules. We're looking at £35–40. So we're doing well. Actually, some of these cells have actually been on packs before, so we might not have to add too much solder. I'll bring you in closer. I just want to let me spread this. Just want to spread the solder that's already on these cells a little bit thinner. Now you can see on these two, I actually roughed them up a little bit before I put them in previous packs. A little bit scuffed. On this one I haven't. We'll see if the solder adheres nicely. Actually, you know what? That might be a little bit too bright because you can't see the metal for the light. But I'll let you decide what you think of that. And that seems to have gone quite well. So I'm going to. It's only on there for a split second, but it's definitely taken quite well. I'm starting to get the suggestions of scuffing them up a little bit quite often now, but that's what I did beginning, but people didn't like it. People said get a higher wattage iron, and you can see how quickly that is on there. I mean, before I was actually having to hold the soldering iron on the terminal, on the terminal for a lot longer. That is just like done. So hotter iron or cooler iron for longer, I don't know. It seems to work quite well. There is an offer on one of the Powell pages for some lithium iron phosphate batteries. I think they were formerly 130 amp hour packs for a very good price, and it seems the BMSs have packed it in. So again, it's the electronics part of these devices which are failing, and I was thinking about investing in a couple, but I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get the money together because I can certainly do a couple out of the YouTube revenue. The trouble is I need receipts for the YouTube part of the business, so I don't know how other people have got around this, especially when they've had to buy some parts from people that aren't physically running a business. So if anyone's got any experience, because I need receipts to cover my my books, because it appears I've got to put in my YouTube revenue books, my spending, my everything, in with my self-employed books, because at the end of the day I'm still, it's another avenue of earning. It's not much, it only pays out every other month, so you can, if you've already run your own channel, you can figure out roughly how much I'm earning from this. It's not much, but it's enough to give the project a boost. I can't spend any of my personal money on any of this currently. I'm getting married next April, so a lot of money is going towards that. Also, cat needs to see the vet. That's going to be an expensive one. Needs to have his teeth looked at, and that's going to be between £300 and £500. Never quite know if the boiler's going to last any longer. So I don't know, unless I can pick up some more domestic work, might not be able to get any. Quiet down, hot iron here. Yes, that's all done. I've just got to go and dig out the tabbing wire, then we can waffle some more. Right, so I had to go and get a screwdriver as well, so let's get this in the nose tip pliers. It's going to have to be ever so slightly long. That's bad. We can adjust that shortly. Oh, I forget how fiddly this was. Very. Seems harder to get the tabbing wire in place than it does to solder the top of the cells. I don't know if that's going to work. Must find my better scissors. It sticks out quite a way. It might work. Maybe if I did it with the fuse wire, it might be a little bit better. Well, what I'll do is we'll get this first one done. It might take 2 or 3. Oh, it's not going to fit in there now, is it? Idiot. Attempt to not short it out. Be interesting. Extension lead's not long enough. Just touch that on there. I'm wrong-handed. Seems that you can't get, the heat's not coming into the tabbing wire. Let's give that clean. Give it a clean and we'll have another go. Maybe the tapping wire is a bit dirty. I'm not liking that too much. We might have to scrap this plan. Cut that flush. Cut this one flush. Need to find some better scissors as well. That's rough, isn't it? Right, to the shed. Right, so I have just popped it in there, and it is tight. It's not going to fall out. It doesn't particularly need any support. I mean, there you go. I suppose we could work on making one of the contacts. I'm concerned about the positive side being pushed quite tightly into the holder, but at the same time it's got quite a bit of spring. If you put the positive in first, you're not going to damage the top insulation. But yeah, okay, I think I'm going to do these 7. And possibly what we can do is we can pair up some of the 2 amp hour or 1.8 cells. Give us a little bit more capacity within this bank. Yeah, I did have a clamp meter on it, and a 1 kilowatt kettle takes sort of 55 amp, but that is the big UPS, which is a little bit inefficient. So we need to run some more tests on that. I've ordered some more double pole changeover switches, knife switches, but 63 amp. So we can have different banks still switched into the 12 volt load side. Which means we've got to get a 24 to 12 volt converter, so we'll have a look at that another day, I think. Back indoors, I'm going to finish these off, pop them in, and see what you think. Obviously, they're in the middle. They could be at one end, couldn't they? Well, another day. Right, so they've all gone in actually quite easily. Maybe it's just the first one that was a little bit thicker on the solder joint than the others, but the others went in quite nicely. And they're supporting themselves quite well. We're not looking at any trouble here. So what I might do is, because, is it in here? In here we got the Samsung 20Qs, brand new from Power Tools, 36 volt batteries. What I might do is double some of them up, and because what I'm looking for is the ability to run obviously less than 300 watts normally, but with the added bonus of maybe putting a 1 kilowatt load on every so often, namely my shed kettle. Of course, if I put that on, because look, we're at 12.7 now, and it was fully charged today, and if you put the kettle on, we drop to 11.1 instantly, so that's not ideal. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go with this now. We have got another item to plug in sooner or later, and I've been tidying the shed, so I've got my pots out, and it's this beast here. We'll have a proper look at this in another video, but it's focus, 24 volt input, 12 volt 40 amp output, and the gauge of the cables actually reflect that. It's sort of 4mm on the on that, and sort of 6mm on the 12 volt side. We'll see if there's any good, see if this works. This should pump out some energy. And what I'm thinking of doing in regards to that is obviously put it on one of these sides here, so we can actually feed 12 volts into the 12 volt system. As for getting 12 volt up in the house, it might be an idea to take another 24 volt line up and using a smaller version of this to drop it to 12 volts to run the 12 volt items in the house, because you're going to get transmission losses at 12 volts, and even, well, you will at 24, but even less. So yeah, I got plans, I got things to do, but it's sort of coming together slowly. I'm gonna get this one going another day. I did test it and it does work. Need to get a clamp meter out for that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has actually been quite successful. We're gonna double some more cells up, I think. Still thinking what to do with the internal resistance tests. Wait for a little bit more feedback on that video, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching. See you later.